this video, I'm going to show you how to install these Rally Armor mud flaps on my Corolla GR. And before we get started, I want to thank everybody who subscribed to me so far. We just hit 700 subscribers and we're creeping up on 1,000. I'm really excited about that. And currently right now, I'm trying to upload 2 videos a week on Sunday at 9 a.m. and Thursday around like 5 o'clock. And also I'm posting every single day on Shorts. So if you want to see some POV drives on my Audi TT, going to be posting some on the Corolla as soon as I get my exhaust. That's coming here shortly, and we're gonna have an install video on that coming up. So if you want to see more videos like that, subscribe. So if you guys ended up missing the video of this wing that I just installed, I'm gonna link that video in the card. So if you want to check that out, I show an in-depth on how to install that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to type them down in the comments, and let's get into this install. All right, so here's everything that you're gonna need to do the rears. Right now we're on the driver's side rear, and we're gonna get started here in just a second. It's a 3/16 flathead is what I use. You can use like a different kind, but I found that this one works a little bit better. Also a P1, a Phillips head screwdriver. This trim tool with an angle on it seems to work pretty well. If you don't have one, I think you'll be okay, but it really does help. I think the best thing that you can do in the beginning that's going to help you is separate all of the hardware into bags based on which side, because there is so much hardware for each side. It's actually unbelievable to me. Just seems really excessive, but just separate them. This is everything. I put it in a bag and labeled it left rear, and did the same over here. We're gonna get started on the front right after. All right, so there's gonna be 3 clips that you're gonna take out that's gonna be on the top. This one is a twist clip, and all you're gonna do is just twist this one to the left. You honestly don't even need to take it out. You can just leave it a little bit loose. This is another little push clip that you can take out with a flathead, and then this one actually is a little bit tricky up here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take out this little push clip right here. This one's gonna be easier than the bottom ones because there's no dirt in it really. Okay, now this guy is pretty tricky up here where I have this shining. I want to give you a little bit of a tip on how to get this out, because whenever you put a screwdriver in here, so this is a P1, and you twist it left, you can see that nothing's happening. What I found that works really well is if you actually start to pop it out a little bit with a flathead. If you take your flathead down here with a little bit of tension and just kind of pull against the body, for some weird reason, that allows this screw to come out. And if you don't do this, you're gonna sit there and that screw is just gonna keep spinning, and you're probably gonna get frustrated and just crack it. But this is all you gotta do, a little bit of tension, and it will twist out. And then you can feel as you're putting pressure on it, once it's ready, it'll just pop out. I'm gonna be doing this to where you don't have to remove these. I've seen some videos of people removing this completely, and you don't need to do that. I actually think that the rear is easier than the front. Now we're underneath here, and the only one that you have to remove is actually this one. A lot of people remove this. You don't have to. And I'm not just trying to do the least amount of work possible. You just don't have to remove those. These are a lot trickier than that top one that we did because they are already caked in dirt. You're gonna wanna just work your way around. So now that that's up like that, that should be enough to where we could take this tool that has a little bit of an angle, and we're going to, I don't want to scratch the paint, so we're going to go this way. And there we go. I don't know where that went, but it's out. You want to just pop the top of that out just a little bit more. It's going to help you install it when we get to that point. So what you're going to do now at this point is you're just going to pull from the top and just pull it over to the side here. And you can kind of just pull the bumper out a little bit. We have this out and it's able to move, and you really don't even need it any more than that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this bracket, make sure that you have the correct one for the side. This is the driver rear, and we're going to take it with these screws pointing down. I'm just going to do a slight bend just like that. After we do a slight bend, we're going to take these, and they are going to go on with this little flat piece. It's going to be facing caliper side, so we're just going to put it on just like that. We're going to take the back side, put it onto the plastic first, and then we're going to push it up towards the metal. And I just push everything until both the metal bracket and the plastic fender liner are just sitting flush on this clip. And then we're just gonna go ahead and do the same thing all the way down. And this will end up lining itself up, so don't worry about that. Once we have those 3 clips on, that's all you need this fender liner popped out for. So honestly, you could just push it back in at this point. And the easiest way to do that is just to pull the bumper out a little bit and everything will just line up, and then you just push it and it just pops back in place. Really easy. So that's all that you need that fender liner out for. There's absolutely no reason to take this out of the car. Okay, next we're gonna take our factory clip that went into this hole and we're gonna be putting it right back. So just make sure that this is popped out so that we can get this to go in perfectly. And you can see already that these holes are lined up very nicely. Takes a little bit of effort to push that in, but everything lines up perfectly. Next, we're gonna take this bracket that's gonna go on the bottom of the fender liner, and we're gonna be sticking the adhesive on here. So we're gonna take this foam piece of adhesive and go ahead and rip the back off. Okay, and now we're gonna stick this on. And we're just gonna center it up right in the middle. And what this foam piece is going to do is just prevent vibration, because there is a small amount of gap between this bracket and the fender liner. So if you never worked with these type of clips before, they can be confusing, but what you're going to want to do is just fold it in half like that. And we're going to take that and we're going to push this through the hole on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to take our bracket. We're just going to place that right in front of this hole here and take our white clip. We're just gonna push that white clip right in there to that bracket. That bracket is just gonna sit here. Then we're gonna take a washer and a screw, and that's gonna go right in to that plastic push clip. And we're just gonna screw this in. The directions say just to snug it to the plastic, because you do not want to crack the plastic washer, so just a little bit of hand tight is good enough. And they have that piece of foam in there because you can see that it doesn't really sit flush against the side. It's kind of on like the edge or the bottom angle. That is why you need to have that foam piece in there. Now we're going to take our Rally Armor mud flap and we're going to install this with the logo facing the rear. So you can figure out where you want it, but there is a little leeway here. I'm gonna pull mine all the way out because I want to protect the rear of my car a little bit more. It's as easy as just putting a spacer on, and then we're gonna put the nut on each one. Tighten it down, hand tighten, and then we're all good to go. Move to the front. And if you do want to know what size this nut is, it's gonna be a 12mm. Don't forget to tighten this back down on the fender liner. Take our little push pin. Then we're going to take our screw pin, screw that back in, then it's just going to pop in. Those things are literally a joke. All right, this side's all done. Dang. That looks fire. That looks so good. And I'm really happy that I ended up going with the white, so it complements that white. Hopefully that this rocker panel does not get so dirty anymore, because now we're gonna do the fronts. First thing we're gonna do is take a 10mm. There's 3 bolts, 1, 2, and then there's one more right under here. We are gonna take this bracket, and then we're gonna take this plastic spacer. It's gonna go on like this, and then we're gonna take the screw from the bottom, and we're just gonna put it out. It's gonna bolt right here. Yeah, maybe it's just me why I think this side's a little bit more tricky. It's just because you have to hold a couple things at the same time. So now that we got that spacer on, which is behind this, and we have our short screw, this is gonna be able to move around, by the way, even when you have it tight, and it's pretty much supposed to be like that. But you don't want to over tighten this, because again, they're using plastic washers, which is what they want to do. Again, this is why I think this side is tricky, because you have to hold a lot of stuff at the same time. So what we're gonna do is take this, the flap, we're gonna take this bracket, we're gonna take this little foam piece, put it in the back, we're gonna take a washer, put it on the front, and then we're gonna take a long screw and stick it through all of this. This is the easiest way that I figured out here for myself. And I tried to take this white off because I was trying to stick it to that side, and for some reason this one wouldn't come off for me. We have like 5 pieces all in one. You're gonna wanna put all this together first and then bolt this on, and that's gonna be the easiest way. All right, so now we can just let that hang for a second. The rest is gonna be pretty self-explanatory, but we are gonna take a washer and we're gonna put it over on this bracket, and then we're gonna take a nut. So it goes washer, then nut, and then we're gonna take another washer, screw. We're going on the top, we're gonna flip this bracket up. And then we're going washer again, screw, the bottom piece. I want to pull mine all the way out, and we're going to tighten everything up with a screwdriver, and that's going to be a 12mm on that side. I'm kind of unsure about this bracket and like why they use this. It just looks stupid. Good thing these are black because it doesn't look that bad. If you have like a different color like red, it's just gonna look dumb having that black plate when you look at it from this angle. Let me know what you guys think about that. All right, there we go. We're all done with the front. So that's what the front looks like with them pulled all the way out. I do love the way that this looks, and I love the way that the white looks with the white paint. All right, that's it for today's video. If that helps you out, please hit the like button. Subscribe for more GR Corolla content. I got an exhaust coming. Also, I'm waiting on my lowering springs. They're back ordered from Eibach right now. We're gonna be doing some suspension work. I have some more miscellaneous parts that I just ordered. Cool little mods that we're gonna be doing on the car, and I'm really excited to announce the sponsors that I'm gonna be working with here in the next couple videos. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.